let's start with something that can help you this football season, shall we say. Support for the Don Lemon Show comes from ZBiotics. And this has become a must for me before a night out. It is called Pre-Alcohol, the world's first genetically engineered probiotic designed by PhD scientists to help you feel great the next day. So here's the deal. When you drink, alcohol turns into a toxic byproduct right in your gut, and that's what causes those rough mornings, not dehydration. ZBiotics creates an enzyme that breaks it all down before it builds up. I tried it before a friend's birthday dinner. I told you about this several times. Had a couple of cocktails, and the next morning I was up early, out with the dogs, and I still had energy for my show. Total game changer. And now it is football season. It is upon us. And whether you're tailgating or celebrating at home, make pre-alcohol your first drink of the night. Go to zbiotics.com/lemon to get 15% off of your first order with code LEMON. And if you're not satisfied, they're going to give you a full refund. No questions asked. That's zbiotics.com/lemon. The code is LEMON for 15% off. Good morning, everybody from Chicago. Hello, Lemonheads. I'm so happy here. Oh, I did not bring my Don Lemon Show mug. How's it going? I hope you had a good weekend. I'm just going to be honest. You guys know I'm always honest with you. I am exhausted. I haven't gotten much sleep. I know you guys have been telling me to get some sleep, but I feel like I can't because I'm out here in the streets trying to give you the information. It has been really one heck of a learning experience for me. So I hope that you've been tuning in. Have you been tuning into the lives that we've been doing, our IRLs? And it's just, look, it's heartbreaking. There's so much to talk about the weekend, that happened over the weekend that's happening now. We got the situation in Gaza and Israel. I'll show you that in a minute. But I just want to tell you that I've been really heartened by some of the things that I've seen, and I've been really sad by some of the things. I've been really disappointed, especially not seeing as much of the media out here as I thought should be out here, really portraying what's happening. I don't know if it's resources, apathy. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, or if it's just easy to have people to sort of tell you what's going on, and then you get the narrative from the administration. I don't know. Man, there were a couple of things yesterday that I want to tell you about that stuck with me. I interviewed a man that I'm going to tell you about. He's 66 years old. His name is Luther, American citizen, Black man, born here, had everything. They didn't care. They scooped him up. And all these conversations with these people who are just blinded by their ideology about, oh, well, ICE isn't doing this. It's humane. They're checking people's papers. They're not rounding up citizens. These are criminals. Not true. That's 100% not true at all. So thank you for joining us on whatever platform. We're live on all of our platforms today. So I will tell you, except the podcast platforms, the audio platforms mainly, like iHeart, Apple Podcast, and Spotify, they'll be up a little bit later. But right now, we are live on YouTube. So if you're on YouTube, make sure you hit the thumbs up, hit the like. It affects the algorithm. If you are following us on Instagram, make sure you hit the hearts. If you're following us on TikTok, make sure you hit the hearts and the like, and follow us on all of the platforms. Make sure you follow us. And to become a subscriber on our YouTube channel is free. If you want to become a member, then you can become a member, and that is very reasonable. I've been here speaking to a couple of the independent journalists who are here, and their memberships are a lot higher. I'm like, should I raise my memberships? But anyways, so become a supporter. Thank you. Welcome to you. People are becoming members already. Thank you so much for supporting us. And we're also live on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Substack. Become a member on Substack as well. And also on our newest platform, which is Twitch, which is a great live platform. I know people think it's a gamer platform, but we are building an audience there, a group of supporters, Lemonheads, who never thought I'd download Twitch. Thank you, Sarah Carter. Only because of the live thing, that's what people want. The algorithm responds to it in even a different way that the TikTok, that the YouTube algorithm responds. That's what Twitch was built for: live gaming, interaction between people. And so that's what we're doing. So even after we did our lives last night and our IRLs on the street, a man on the streets, we went on and with my team, and we just talked about with the social team from the hotel room. I crashed their hotel room as they were doing content. We ordered food. We ate Chinese and salads and pizza and just talked about the world and answered some of the comments and just listened to you guys, how you felt about the weekend. So thank you all for doing that and supporting us. We really do appreciate it. It is important out here. So I'm going to get into what's going on, and then I want you to meet this man who is 66 years old. It is heart-wrenching. It is heartbreaking, but I want to set up to you what's going on in the world. So just as before we get to any of this, what I want to say is, I call it my morning monologue, and some of you call it a rant. I prefer not to call it a rant, but if you want to call it that, you can. Thank you, Shay Marion. I appreciate you joining Twitch and being on YouTube. There are people who watch us on Twitch and YouTube and like all the platforms. It's crazy, but in a good way. Okay. So this is a 66-year-old man. I just want to can you just show him the don't roll the video, just put the screen up. It was a 66-year-old man. I don't know if you can put the video up without rolling it, but there he is. His name is Luther, and he lives in a neighborhood on the south side of Chicago. He was rounded up by ICE. He has a harrowing experience, and you are going to hear it in just moments, okay? And then I spoke to the former Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris, on Saturday. She was at her book event. It was a great event. She was in great spirits. And then you can put that up if you can, Andy, just the freeze frame. A fantastic event. And she talked to me. I said, hey, listen, I want to come over and say hello to you. I happen to be in Chicago. I didn't plan on being here. Otherwise, I would have, texted you early, a lot earlier. And they said, come by. I said, I just want to do some social media stuff. She took the conversation where she wanted to take the conversation. And I get the feeling that right now, she is not shackled by anyone. She didn't mind talking hard things. She was later heckled at this very event and handled it like a pro, like a boss. Okay. Thank you, Regina Isaac. I appreciate it. Okay. And so then I also spoke to a man, an African-American man who came up. He was one of the protesters and said, and told me exactly how he feels about what's happening in the world. We'll show you a picture of him. And he said, look, I'm tired of people trying to change the narrative about what's happening in the world, even as it relates to Charlie Kirk and all kinds of things. So you're going to want to hear from him. People really want their opinions expressed. Some of them have been afraid. And now, though, I believe the muzzle, the censorship part of it is coming off. They're just tired of it. Okay. But first, I just want to tell you this. I want to take you, this is what's happening in Israel right now. Some of the pictures that are coming in from Israel, because the last of the hostages have been returned. You see the helicopters there, some of the hostages coming in on helicopters. We saw the buses and the people gathering in the streets of Israel. And it is quite a contrast from what you see, live pictures now of Gaza. There are people coming home, similar here, but earlier there were, it was a dire situation. My hope is that this is lasting. These things are very tenuous. We're going to watch them. I think it is good to be positive about the hostages coming home on both sides, in Gaza and in Israel. I also think that what we must do is make sure that this is a lasting peace for everyone. And we want to see if this is evenly weighted towards the people of Gaza as it is towards the people of Israel. It seems to be, it appears right now at this juncture that it's very Israel weighted. And so if this doesn't mean peace for everybody, if this doesn't mean the rebuilding of Gaza, then this is just a pause in the fighting. And so we want to see if it lasts. And so the pictures that you're looking at now are the people of Gaza who are celebrating the ceasefire. And so we shall see. But I just hope that there is enough in there for the people of Gaza, where they're not building the Riviera of the Middle East in Gaza, and that they're doing it in a proper way that is respectable and respectful of the Palestinian people. Okay? Because most of the resources, Israel has most of the resources. They have all the money in the world. We give them a lot of money, and it is awful what happened. That should go without saying, but I will say it. It is awful what happened on October 7th, but Israel has way more resources than Gaza. And so we just want to make sure that Gaza gets something out of it as well, and that it is worthwhile, all of this. So we're keeping an eye on it. We hope that it lasts. So we shall see with that. So with that said, let's get into it, because I want you to hear from this gentleman who I think that you're going to find fascinating. So listen, all these conversations that I've been having with a lot of people, especially I've been speaking to people who are very pro what is happening in the streets, very pro ICE, very pro Trump. And you got to get out here and speak to these people. You have to have conversations that are not comfortable. You have to have conversations where you just talk to people and you have to hash it out. But here's the thing that they've been telling us. We have been told since the beginning of America, what we learned in school, they told us that this land was free. They told us that the U.S. Constitution was sacred, right? They told us that rights belonged to all people in the United States, not just the rich, not just the powerful, not just the ones who look the part, the ones who look like what people think traditional Americans should look like. So there's a 66-year-old black man who was born and raised in America. He was dragged from the streets of Chicago by ICE agents who didn't bother to check his papers. So all of this bullshit about they're not doing, these aren't American citizens, that's bullshit. They are just rounding people up willy-nilly. But the administration keeps spreading the lies that that's not what they're doing. And he is only one example of many people who have been caught up in this. They didn't care that he had his birth certificate. They didn't care that he had his social security card. They didn't care that he had his state ID with him. They didn't care about any of that. They threw him into the back of a rental truck with 40 other human beings, like a rental truck that you can get from a car rental place to move your furniture. No place for them to sit. They were shackled, some of them standing up, some of them sitting down, rolling around in the back of a rental truck, miles and miles away from their homes. He was in there like cargo. They hauled him to the Broadview Detention Center, where we spent a lot of time, where you've been seeing a lot of the pictures that are coming in. And there, when he was there, they locked him in a cell with 60 or 70 people. One cold stainless steel toilet with no seat, no privacy, no dignity. He said it was worse. If you know about the Cook County Jail here in Chicago, then you know what I'm talking about. He said it was worse than that. This man is a United States citizen. He is a citizen of America. He's a citizen, a United States citizen, and they treated him like he was nothing. He said they treated him like he was not even an animal, that it wasn't human. This is not a mistake. This is not enforcement. That is a message. It's a message that says that being a human being, and mainly in this particular instance, it says that blackness will always be suspect. Because he said, you can see that I'm not Latino. I don't understand. Why are you at my house? Why are you rounding me up? Blackness will always be suspect. And wait till you're going to hear from someone who says a very similar message. It's a message that says that citizenship isn't a shield if you have decided that you don't belong. If they have decided, I should say, that you don't belong. That it's not a shield for that. It's a message that says the Constitution only applies to some, and that they can interpret it whatever way they want to fit their narrative. I spoke to a woman about all of this, a woman who genuinely believed that the government was doing what the government was doing was by the books. She told me with conviction that ICE follows the law, that they have warrants, that they're only detaining non-citizens, that everyone gets due process in this whole thing. She believed that the system was fair. I couldn't believe my ears. It flustered and flummoxed me. She believed that the people in those vans are criminals. And so if you believe that, I want you to stick around and listen to this man. And she was dead wrong. And if you believe that too, you are dead wrong as well. I don't care what you say. I don't care about all the trolls. I don't care. You are wrong. And you're not witnessing what's happening. You're not listening. First of all, people are not illegal. No human being is illegal. And under the U.S. law, let me just tell you, crossing the border without authorization is not a felony. It is a misdemeanor. It is akin to a misdemeanor akin to jaywalking, like driving without a seatbelt. Meanwhile, the man who orchestrated a conspiracy to overturn an election. Now, listen, if you cross it more than once, several times, then that ups the ante. That goes away. But for people who are crossing it for the first time, it's a misdemeanor. In the meantime, the man who orchestrated a conspiracy to overturn the election, a man who was convicted of felony crimes in a court of law, is now the president of the United States of America, which should be shocking and mind-boggling to all, that he is now the president of the United States. I can't believe it. The same politicians who scream about law and order, when it's a mother crossing a border, they don't care. When it's a billionaire who's breaking the law, well, from behind a gold-plated desk, it's okay. It is, as I heard from folks here, it's a witch hunt. Let the courts decide. Well, the court did decide, but he became president of the United States, and that made him immune to prosecution. And he got due process. We have two systems of justice in this country, one for the powerful, one for everyone else, one that shrugs at corruption and one that cages desperation. Now, let me tell you about this, okay? Because when you're in the middle of these heated arguments, like here's what they do. They ask you, because they don't know. And by one of the people I'm working with, one of his parents is MAGA. And he says, my mom does the same thing. She will ask me a question, I'll start to answer, and then she'll cut me off. When she doesn't like what I'm saying, then she'll cut it off and she'll ask me another question. Do you believe? And you're like, wait a minute, can you just let me finish? So that's what they do. So let me just be very clear here while I have the mic. Okay? This is another truth that too many people don't know or refuse to face about the Constitution of the United States. The Constitution does not say citizens, it says persons. The Fifth Amendment of the Constitution guarantees due process to all persons on U.S. soil, not just citizens, not just voters, persons. And that means migrants, that means undocumented people, that means persons, all people. Because this nation is supposed to stand for something that's bigger than paperwork. Because the moment we start denying people of their rights simply because they weren't born here, we become the very thing that they're running from. That's what they are here, because people are ignoring the laws. People are ignoring people's humanity. People are ignoring people's rights where they're coming from. And that's why they're coming here. That's one of the reasons they're coming here. So if we start doing that, then we're no better than the places that they're escaping or trying to escape. And so while all of this is happening in Chicago, it's happening in Portland, and then it'll soon to other places, Philadelphia, Atlanta. Federal agents in tactical gear are roaming our streets. People are being detained without warrants. Protests are being met with militarized force. I witnessed it straight up. And all the while, the government remains shut down. This is day 13 of the government shutdown. Millions of Americans don't have paychecks. They're not getting paychecks. They're not getting paid. They're without benefits, without answers. So the machinery of compassion is paused right now, but the machinery of punishment is in full gear, and it never stops. And then meanwhile, as I showed you at the top of the show, a ceasefire is holding in Gaza. Let's pray that it does. For now, it's holding. Trump and his family flew to Israel to take a victory lap, to stand in front of cameras and to call it progress. And maybe it is a step. Maybe the hostages will help to change things, to open people's minds. The hostages have come home. They released the last of the hostages this morning. But what I've learned is not to confuse quiet with peace, because peace does not include justice. It's not peace. It is surrender if it doesn't include justice. Nearly 67,000 Palestinians are dead. Nearly 2 million of them displaced. Entire neighborhoods are reduced to rubble. 55 million tons of it. If this ceasefire does not bring real relief, real rebuilding, real dignity, then it's nothing more, as I said, than a pause before the next round of devastation and then more talks. So let's hope all this pomp and circumstance and pageantry and patting on the back that's going on is lasting. And in the meantime, I spoke with the former Vice President Kamala Harris about all of this. And she told me that she warned us, that she warned that the rights could be stripped away one policy at a time, one raid at a time, one false narrative at a time. And she spoke about journalism, not the sanitized corporate kind, but the kind that holds power accountable. She praised us. She praised me and this channel and you, the Lemonheads, the Lemon Nation, about what we are doing. I cannot tell you how many people have recognized what we're doing, how many people who were inspired by our live streams and actually came out to voice their concern and show their support for what the people are dealing with here in Chicago. And the vice president recognized that. As a matter of fact, her team must have been watching our live feed as we were approaching her event. And when we got in, they said, because of security reasons, Don, can we cut the live feed? And I said, absolutely, 100%. Live feed cut. We have to go. But they knew it and they recognized it. The kind that holds power accountable, that documents the things that they hope that you will never see. She called independent journalism the place to be right now, that we were right where we should be. And she is right, because if we stop bearing witness, they stop being held to account. And then later that night, as you saw, she was heckled at an event. She was shouted down by people who didn't want to hear what she had to say. And she stood there. She was unshaken. And she answered. And I thought what she did was extremely courageous. And I thought what she did was present herself as the person that people wanted to see during the election. That is courage. That is what leadership looks like. It's not safe. It's the truth spoken in hostile rooms and standing up to the people who are yelling at you. And standing there, holding her ground and standing in her own truth. Finally, you could see it. You could feel it when I walked into the room. And here's another truth that I want to tell you about. While people are being kidnapped off the streets, some are trying to turn men. This is what I'm hearing from the folks out on the streets. And when I said that people are tired of it and they're tired of the shackles and what have you, they say that our government, this administration, the MAGA people are trying to turn people like, not just him, but like Charlie Kirk into martyrs, right? They say that he was a man who spent his career dividing this country, vilifying the vulnerable, and waging war against equality and equity, that he is now being painted as a hero. And if you dare question that, you're going to hear from this gentleman. They say, if you do it out loud, that racism doesn't become righteousness just because someone dies. If you say it, they call you hateful. But we are not obligated to participate in myth making. We're not obligated to rewrite history to protect fragile legacies. And we're not obligated to stay silent while our country's soul is auctioned off to fear. A man exercising his First Amendment right told me this week, this is racism. That's a quote. And he's right. It is. It's racism dressed up as policy. It's racism disguised as security. It's racism hiding behind words like sovereignty and law and order. And until we call it what it is, we will never dismantle it. So you cannot look away. You cannot, as I say always, normalize this. You cannot do it. Do not let anyone tell you that this is how it should be, because once you accept this as normal, you have surrendered. Once you accept that due process is conditional, you've lost the soul of this country. Once you accept that peace can exist without justice, you've given up on freedom itself. We are not powerless, people. We're not voiceless. We're not invisible. It's time that everyone gets out and understands what's going on in this world. They don't want you to protest. They don't want you to protest, but if you do protest, they want you to fall into a trap of violence. And so when you're doing it, you have to do it in a way that doesn't give them what they want. We're not voiceless. We're not invisible. And as long as there are people willing to speak, to march, to vote, to document, to refuse silence, there is still hope in this country. And so I'm not here, I have to tell you, I'm not here anymore. It's not this morning, not moving forward. I'm not here to make anybody comfortable. I don't give a rat. I don't give a fuck. I'm not here to make anybody comfortable. I am here to wake you up, and I'm here to tell you the truth, because comfort is how they control you. Comfort is poison. Clarity is how you fight back. Fearlessness is how you fight back. By being bold and not afraid to get out on the streets, to voice your opinion in whatever way you can. That is how you fight back. And if America is to be anything worth defending, anything worth loving, it cannot be a nation that cages citizens, criminalizes poverty, and calls oppression order, that ignores due process for all persons. It must be a nation that lives up to its promise: liberty and justice for all persons. Thank you. Ahalani Mayo. Waking up is now. Thank you in the comments. So this is a Don Lemon Show. I don't know if you've joined us before. If you're here, you know what's up. And moving forward, even bolder, this is a Don Lemon Show. And this morning, we're not here to read headlines. We're here to hold a mirror to our leaders and to America. And it's time that America really looked at itself. And that's what we are going to continue to do. Now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to sit back, give me 2 minutes, because I want you to hear from this man. Okay? And you're going to hear from him right after the break. And I want to know what you think. Tell me if you are a supporter of what's happening in these streets, if you believe after this story, all of the lies that have been fed to you by Donald Trump, MAGA, all of his administration, and corporate media, if you believe those lies after you hear from this gentleman. 2 minutes, a word from our sponsors. This episode of the Don Lemon Show is brought to you by Graza, which is my go-to olive oil now. If you know me, you know I love cooking for friends, for my family, and Graza is the one that I always reach for. The secret is freshness, really. They pick, press, and bottle all of their olives in the same season, and you can see the harvest date. It's right on the bottle. They've got 2 incredible oils. One is Sizzle and one is Drizzle. Sizzle is for everyday cooking, roasting, sauteing, and anything in a pan. Drizzle is that bold finishing oil that makes everything better, from salads to bread to even a scoop of ice cream. So I use both of them all the time. Sizzle in the skillet, drizzle to finish. And right now is the best time to try them. Graza's annual site-wide sale is on. Everything is 20.74% off through October 21st. No code needed. So stock up right now. All you have to do is go to graza.co, Graza.co. Support also comes from my friends at Radioactive Media, the experts in podcast and audio marketing. Now, if you run a business or you handle marketing, here's the very truth, okay? The podcasts are no longer optional. That's where the audience is right now. Podcasts, the ad spending is up 33% this year, and shows with video like this very one are up nearly 98%. So listeners don't just tune in, they trust what they hear, and that's what makes podcasts so powerful. Radioactive knows how to launch and scale campaigns that deliver results. They'll even show you how to combine audio, video, and text messaging to generate up to 5 times more leads. So if you're ready to grow, start planning right now. Go to radioactivemedia.com, or you can text the word podcast to 511-511. That's podcast to 511-511, or go to radioactivemedia.com. Message and data rates may apply. Okay, you had to run in with ICE.
I had to run in with ICE on Monday night, September 29th. I was at home, minding my own business, and I heard a knock at the door. When I looked through the window, I could see people in uniform. They were wearing the green Army fatigue uniforms. When I answered the door, they come rush. They pushed their way in, and they asked me, is there anybody in here with you? And I told them no. So they told me, they said, we want you to come with us. And I'm like, what for? what is this all about? And that's when they told me, they said, just shut up and come with us.
Really?
So at that point, I grabbed my backpack and I headed on out the door with them. When we got on the porch, they put my hands behind me. They put those plastic, not handcuffs, but
Zip ties.
zip ties. They put those on me. And I could see my building is like two buildings, 7425 and 7431. And they had agents on my side and the other side. The other officers or agents were knocking on doors and they were bringing people out. Once they got me outside, we came down the street to the corner, and when we got here, right on the corner, right on 75th and Coles, they had a lot of units, a lot of cars were out here. There was some press, members of the press out here. They had right about where that car is at, they had a budget rent a truck. They had it parked right over there.
Yeah.
And
Feel that.
and at that point,
Right where the blue car is, or the green looking car.
where that green looking car is at, and they put me up into the truck. When I got in the truck, there were already about maybe 10 people already in the truck. And then they started bringing more people, and putting them in the truck. They had everybody in zip ties. We waited, we were in the truck for about, I'd say maybe 20, 25 minutes. And they sealed the truck up and the truck pulled off. Next thing I know, they're unloading us, and we were out at the facility in Broadview. We were out there, and they ushered us in.
I'm going to ask you about. I want to know what the conditions were like inside. But let's go back a little bit. When they knocked on your door,
Right.
and they told you to come out.
Right.
Did they tell you why?
No.
Did they ask you anything like who you are?
No. I tried to tell them because they had the word ICE on the back of their, on their back. So I knew who they were. And I asked them, why are you guys taking me? I'm a U.S. citizen. I'm not an illegal immigrant. And I was told to shut up and just follow instructions. And I did as I was told. When we got to the facility, I again tried to tell them, look, you got the wrong person. I'm a U.S. citizen. I'm not an illegal immigrant. Again, I was told, shut up. I tried to tell them, look, I've got everything in my backpack. My birth certificate, I got my ID, I got everything showing that I'm a U.S. citizen.
Why'd you have it in your backpack? Tell them.
Well, I had it in my backpack because I had some business to take care of with the Illinois Department of Public Aid. So my birth certificate and my Social Security card were in my backpack because I went there earlier in the day.
And if you hadn't gone there, you wouldn't have had that stuff with you.
No, if I hadn't gone there, I wouldn't have had it with me.
Right. And so,
but I do have an Illinois state ID card.
right.
And it's got the thing on there indicating a real ID.
So at no point did they allow you to show your birth certificate or any identification?
They didn't want to see nothing.
They didn't care.
They didn't care. They didn't want to see a thing.
So I've heard people say they're not just rounding people up, they're getting identification. They're not being rough with people. What do you say?
They're saying that, they're lying. They're not checking IDs. Okay.
I had a conversation with a woman the other day. She said her dad had been deported several times, but they weren't roughing people up. They weren't taking them off the street without due process and without proper warrants.
No, that's not true. That's not true because The building behind me was the building that they were targeting.
This building right here, the orange brick building?
Yeah. And I couldn't understand why they were at my building, because my building is not there. I'm a block over in the middle of the block. So I didn't see any reason for them to be bothering us.
They were just scooping people up randomly, you think?
Yeah. Yeah. And even the people that were just hanging out here were all rounded up as well.
Yeah. Just people hanging out.
Yeah.
They picked them up.
Yeah. There were people waiting at the bus stop there, and they grabbed them. If you were outside, you got scooped up.
Really?
Yeah.
It didn't matter, Latino.
Didn't matter what color you are. They were scooping people up.
But it was black and Latino. You know.
Yes.
There were no white.
No, and somebody told me that they were targeting Venezuelans, and none of the people that night even looked like they. You've got Hispanic. All we have is Hispanics and blacks. Okay, I know further down we've got some Africans, but other than that, no.
What time was this?
This was close to 10:30, perhaps.
At night.
At night.
Yeah. So you were out here in the darkness doing with all this happening.
Yes.
So they didn't ask anybody who they picked up for identification. They
were just rounding people up.
And what were people saying? You were in a van or a bus?
We were in the back of a moving truck.
Okay.
We were in
moving truck.
Yeah.
Were there seats in there?
No. It's like the trucks that you use to load your furniture in. We were in one of those type trucks. It was a budget rental truck.
So you had to stand up to get there?
Well, some people were able to sit down, but most of us stood up because there were, it was too many people for everybody to try and sit down.
What were you holding on to?
Each other.
Were you rumbling around in the back of the truck?
Yeah.
Anybody falling over?
No, we managed to maintain, because with the amount of people that we had in the truck, if somebody was about to fall, you've got enough people to break that fall.
How many people?
I'd say we had about 40 or more people in that truck.
40 or more people in the back of a regular moving truck?
Yeah.
You said it was U-Haul?
No, it was from Budget.
It was a budget
rental truck.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Did you ever think in America anything like this?
No. And that night, I understand. I heard about ICE, and this immigration thing, but I feel like you could look at me and tell that I'm not Hispanic. And with me being a U.S. citizen, I felt that I was fine. I didn't feel that I had anything to worry about. I felt sorry for a lot of the people who were getting scooped up, because I was under the impression that they were Latino or something like that, right? But you could look at me and see that I'm black. I don't care if you were black, if you were dark-skinned, light-skinned, they were just scooping people up, period.
Yeah. You think they were doing that to people they think didn't have the resources to fight back?
That I couldn't say.
Wow.
That I couldn't say. But I never thought for one moment that what happened could have happened to me. Because I'm like, okay, I don't fit what they're looking for. So why would I have anything to worry?
So when you got to the facility, they take your back. You didn't have your backpack in the back of the truck, right? They took that?
No, I had the backpack.
Had it with you in the truck?
Well, they took the backpack and they took my phone, because I tried to, I wanted to record what was going on when they first grabbed me. And that's when they took my phone. When before they let us go, they were holding up like your phone and stuff and asking anybody, is this, whose phone is this? Whose phone is this? And people were, we were trying to, if we recognized our phone, we were able to get them. But they only did that as we were about to exit the facility. When they said when they let us go, no paperwork, nothing. All they said is, okay, you can go.
A fishing expedition.
Yeah.
They didn't care. They were just looking for, maybe they would catch something that would.
That's what it seems like to me.
So how long were you there? Well, tell me, I told you we were going to get back to. So you get there with all of these people. They take you inside the facility. What happens?
We were in like, I want to say like a dorm, because it was a large room, extremely large room. We had a toilet, we had a sink.
One for everybody in there. How many people?
Yeah. I'd say there could have been like 60 or more people in there.
So whatever business you needed to do had to be done in the open.
Yeah. Yeah. To me, now I have been at Cook County Jail before. Mm-hmm. It was similar to Cook County Jail, but it was worse.
Really?
Yeah.
Worse than Cook County?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, if you're not from Chicago, you don't know about Cook County.
No.
If it's worse than Cook County, that's bad.
It's like what you want, like a stainless steel toilet.
Yeah.
There was a sink directly next to it, and if you needed to sit down on the toilet, there was no seat. You had to sit on the rim, and no mirrors, nothing like that.
Did they give you any water, food, anything?
No, nothing.
And so they take you, they put you in this holding cell.
And they held us, I'd say, a good 8 hours, because for me, the ordeal started at 10:30. Mm-hmm. Okay. I saw a clock as I was leaving the facility, and the clock was at about 8:15. So I had been there all that time.
So 12 hours in custody, but
no, not 12.
Well, you said it was 10 to 10. You said 8 to 10?
From 10:30 last night until about 8:15.
Oh, 8. Okay, gotcha.
Morning.
Gotcha. I got it backwards. All right.
Wow. Yeah. And then we had to find our own way home. I used my phone to Google Metro, and that's when I found where the nearest metro station was at. And I had to walk. I walked to the metro station. It was close out in Hinsdale, and I rode back into the city.
So you were somewhere you had no idea where you were. They let everybody just out?
I knew where I was. I just didn't know exactly how to get home from there.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
And everybody, did they let other people out with you?
They let other people out. They didn't give us no kind of paperwork, no nothing. They were just saying, okay, you can go, you can go, you can go.
What do you think?
I think the whole thing is crazy. But in my heart, I think things are going to get worse before they get better, because they're targeting Chicago. And they're acting on Trump's, or they're acting on the orders of people who have no ideas. To number one, they don't know what they're doing. Number two, they don't seem to care about what they're doing. And right now, it's been, tomorrow would be 2 weeks? Mm-hmm. And as I'm listening to the news, the fallout from all of this, it's totally political, no doubt about that. But I think that the goal is to create chaos and eventually push provoke a civil war is what I think. That's what the end game is. And what I feel sorry for the military people, the National Guardsmen who are caught up in this, because they didn't sign. I don't think they signed up for this. They National Guard, from what I understand, each state has National Guardsmen, and they typically deal with, like, when we have hurricanes, we have some kind of natural disaster, and they come out to assist in that. But what they want them to do, rounding up people, I don't think they signed up for that.
How did it make you feel to just be taken without any warrants, no due process? What did that make you feel like?
It makes me feel scared. It makes me feel scared because every day as I, see what's going on and hear about what's going on, I'm wondering, where are we headed? What's going to happen next? Even with the court systems, President Trump has bullied he done totally took over the judicial system. They're supposed to be separate from the executive, but he's bullied them into giving them everything he wants.
Does it make you angry?
Yeah, it makes me very angry. Very angry. I just wish there's more that I could do to either stop it or, get enough people together, get something somewhere that's gonna make a difference, put a stop to it.
Do you feel like you were treated like a man,
No. I felt like I was hurt. They herd us up like animals, like they do for cows.
What do you want the people who are watching this and they support what they're doing to know?
That's supporting what Trump is doing?
Yes, sir, and what ICE is doing.
Come here and see for yourself, or let them come to your state, your city, your neighborhood, and do to your area what they're doing here to us. That's what I want.
Why do you want it?
Because some of the people, there was a guy who I saw on TV when they were filming the protests about ICE being in Broadview, and the guy, he's got on the red cap, the Trump cap, talking about, yeah, I'm all for it. I applaud what Trump is doing. And when I heard him make that statement, the thought that went through my mind is, yeah, you want it because it's not your area. It's not your neighborhood, your city that's being invaded.
But then?
But
don't you think it's not over here? They're going to go other places?
Well, I talked to my brother last night. He lives in Wheeling, and he was telling me that they've been out there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not just in Illinois. I mean, all over. I think this is going to start happening in more places across the country.
Any blue state, what they call it, any Democratic state, if you got a Democrat governor, if you got all of the, like what, this is Illinois, we're considered a blue state.
You got a Democratic governor, a Democratic mayor.
So because Chicago has a lot of blacks. We've got a mixture as far as politics. We got a mixture of color there. We got some whites in there, but right now, we as Democrats, we're being targeted.
What would you say to Donald Trump? What do you want him to know?
Ain't nothing I can say to that man. There's nothing I can say to him. The main thing that I do at this point moving forward, I keep praying every day for God to step in or show us that he's got it in control. That's what I want to know. That's what I want to see.
But you know, the Lord helps those who help themselves, right?
Yeah.
Are you going to take any legal action?
Yeah. Yeah. I've been calling around to different attorneys to find out. There were two attorneys I talked to. They deal with civil rights and they deal with immigration, but you know, they said they don't mind going against the city. You know, they don't mind suing Chicago, but when you talk about suing the federal government, they're afraid. They're afraid, even though they didn't say this, but seeing how Trump has been acting, some of these law firms don't want to touch it because if you touch it, they're afraid that he's going to come after their firm like he's done others.
You going to be all right?
Yeah, I'm going to be all right.
Thank you for telling us your story.
Okay.
How old are you?
66.
66. How's your health?
My health is fairly good.
Good. All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
66 years old, lives alone. I can't imagine having someone just knock on my door and come and grab me as a U.S. citizen. These are the things that Republicans are supposed to fight against: states' rights and limited government and don't tread on me and don't impinge on whatever, where, you know, we believe in all of this liberty and freedom. This poor man is an American citizen, and he is one of many. People in his neighborhood, people he knows, were also caught up in this, and he knows that they're American citizens. He lived there for a long time. They did not care, and he has all the paperwork. Now, guys, I want you to stick with me, okay? Because I want to know what you think about this. We're going to discuss this further. I really want to know what you think and how you feel about this and what you think he should do, and if this has helped to change your mind. And if you understand why, don't you think that this should be a bigger story than it is? Okay, it's great. I love what's happening over there in Israel and Gaza and the Middle East. Okay, let's hope that that works. But in our own country right now, this is a very serious issue that has presented itself right now that we need to correct. Now, give me a minute. Give me 2 minutes. Word from our sponsors. That's how we stay viable here. Word from our sponsors, and we're back, and we're going to continue to discuss. I have more to show you, way more. Support for the show comes from Lean. Look, we've all tried fad diets, juice cleanses, cabbage soup, you name it, but most people lose weight and then they gain it right back. I've been there. I've done it before. Doctors call that weight cycling, and it can lead to diabetes. It can lead to liver damage, heart attack, even stroke. So that's why Lean caught my attention. It is a non-prescription oral supplement, not an injectable, created by doctors to help you lose weight and keep it off. It targets weight loss 3 ways, helps maintain healthy blood sugar, it controls cravings, and it turns fat into energy. I've added it to my own routine, and it has helped me stay consistent and energized. So if you want to lose weight at a healthy pace and actually keep it off, you need to try Lean. Okay, so go to takelean.com and use the code LEMON for 20% off. That's TAKELEAN.com. The code word is LEMON for 20% off. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. October is Mental Health Month. And we're saying thank you, therapists, to people who listen, guide, and help us move forward. Therapy has been a huge part of my life. Just having a space to talk, to be challenged, to process, it can truly change everything. And if you have never tried it before, this may be your sign right now. BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform with over 30,000 licensed therapists. You fill out a short questionnaire, they match you with someone who fits your needs, and if it's not a good fit, you can switch at any time. They've helped more than 5 million people start that journey. So if you're ready to focus on your mental health, visit betterhelp.com/DonLemon for 10% off of your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/DonLemon. Thank you to all of our sponsors. That's right. Thank you so much to all of our sponsors. So what do you guys think of this? Did this change anyone's mind? Did this influence or inspire you to do something? because people think like, these are, you may say, well, nothing's happening to us. I'm not going to get out there. This is, so some of these people voted for Donald Trump, the I will vote for Donald Trump crowd, but they're picking up people, citizens, a lot of Black people, honestly, are getting caught up in this mess. I think that they are targeting people, going to neighborhoods for people who they believe don't have the resources or the agency to fight them. Yeah, it is very upsetting, and it's worse than I thought, Jonathan Sharp. And I report on it every single day. We're out here trying to tell you what's going on. And now that's the proof that you needed to hear right there. So as of late September of 2025, approximately, it's almost 50,000, 60,000 people who are in ICE detention. This number has recently reached record levels. The composition of those detained has also shifted, with a significant portion, over 70% in recent data, had no criminal conviction, over 70%. For all of the people who tell you they're not doing this and they're not doing that, and these folks deserve to be herded and whatever, you break the law, whatever, that's all bullshit. A majority of these individuals do not have a criminal conviction. September, it's 61,000 detainees. Slightly earlier report in August in 2025 said it was 61,226. Specifics on the criminal records: a majority of individuals in detention as of September 2025 had no criminal conviction. Out of the 59,762 detainees, 42,755, 71.5%, had no criminal conviction. Other data from August of 2025 indicates a similar trend, with about 70% of detainees lacking a criminal conviction. These are the arrest numbers. To put the detention numbers in context here, ICE has been making a high number of arrests. Since January of 2025, ICE has made over 100,000 arrests, which is double the number from the same period of the previous year. All of this is happening in Chicago, where they say they need to get the Chicago's out of control and crime. Yeah, does Chicago have a crime problem? Absolutely. But Chicago has seen a 33% reduction in homicides, 38% reduction in shootings. Overall violent crime is down 21.6%. Why is the administration calling it a war zone then? Why is Donald Trump saying that the Windy City is, quote, worse than Afghanistan? Now, let me tell you something. These are big crimes and that should be down. What I think the concern that people have, and I think it's a legitimate one, is petty crime. People who are going into stores. It happened more, I think, during COVID. People just go into stores and run out and take things. Or people who are out on the street, the unhoused, who deserve better, who may have some mental health issues, walking around naked. I have to tell you, quite honestly, my friend said she saw a man she was getting on the subway, masturbating in full daylight. Those are the kinds of things that I think people want taken care of. And I believe that is legitimately so. But those aren't the people who are usually violent, and they deserve protection. They deserve better than folks rounding up people. They need to be given the services that they need. And a lot of these people were let out of institutions and places that will help them because Republicans cut the funding. So it's not just going in and banging, against the authority of the local authorities. It's not just that. It is a comprehensive thing that needs to happen. Now, I'm going to show you. First, I want you to hear from this man, and then we're going to show you some of the things that we have been witnessing. This is a man last night. He's an African-American man. He was part of the protesters. He came over for the first time. He said, I just had to come over. I had to express myself because this is outrageous. The first time. And then he said, Don, I can't talk to you. The things that I have to say, I'm not sure you want to run. And I said, well, I'm here just to witness and to document. You have freedom of speech and freedom of expression. If you want to tell how you feel, then by all means, you're more than welcome to do it. And this is what this man had to say about what's going on in America and how he feels he's being not only discriminated against, that other people are, but also people are being censored. Here it is.
I say what I want to say. I got a freedom of speech regardless of what Donald Trump thinks. I can say what the fuck I want to say.
What do you want to say to Donald Trump?
Fuck Donald Trump. Die from natural causes. Pam Bundy an idiot. Christy Nome ugly. Fuck Donald Trump. Get the fuck out of our city. Basically, like, you know, quit racial profiling people. And I just hate all this shit. I hate them.
Why is it pissing you off so much?
Because they racist. I know deep down it's all like some racist shit. You see the shit all over the news and all over the TV saying this dumbass shit they saying that day and all this dumbass shit they doing and shit. Once I rolled past here and saw people protest the shit, I don't know. I just want to be heard. They just some fucking idiots, man. I don't know. There ain't really no other way to put it. They racist. And they don't like me and I don't like them. And, you know, like, they got a problem with a motherfucker like me, but they love Charlie Kirk. Like, what the fuck? Charlie Kirk's a piece of shit. I don't get no fuck. I got a job, too. I don't get no fuck. Dox me. You better not pull up where I be at. Charlie Kirk running around saying stupid ass, racist ass shit, all type of dumb ass shit. They call him a patriot and he was a piece of shit. He was a racist. He said if he see a black pilot, he wonder is he qualified. He a piece of shit, bro. Like, he the one said that a couple gun deaths is okay for the Second Amendment. He said that shit. Then when he get shot, we all supposed to cry. He was talking shit the minute the bullet hit his neck. He's still talking shit. His stupid ass wife still out here being racist and trying to throw Super Bowl shows. They dumb as hell and Bad Bunny Puerto Rican. They don't even know he American. They just racist. Like, they just see, oh, he's brown. He just racist, bro. So fuck all of them.
His words. And as I said and think, look, that doesn't reflect the views of the people who work for this channel or even the host necessarily, but it's freedom of expression and freedom of speech. And there are many people who feel the same way that he does, and they feel that they're being censored or they're being told how to protest and how to mourn, so to speak, or react to the death of someone and react to how they should react to what's happening in this country. That's the frustration that people are feeling out there if you want to know what's happening out here on these streets. Now, I have got to show you some of the things that we are witnessing. This is what we witnessed early in the day on Saturday. I'm taking you behind the scenes. This was an exclusive to our folks on Twitch, and now we're bringing it here to YouTube and to all the other platforms. It's on our social, some of it, to show you what happened. This was early in the day. When you see the violence that's happening, whatever some of the violence, it's not that the protesters are rushing the cops and the police. It's that the police are escalating and they're supposed to be de-escalating. This is what we saw. This is from the Illinois State Police. These people had been protesting in this same spot for days. And they said that the officer came over, the commander, and said, look, I want you to get behind this barrier or I'm going to start arresting people. And they said, we've been here the entire time. The barricades, at least the temporary barricades, are here. He wanted them behind the concrete barricades, but also they had set up barricades that were not concrete, temporary, sort of, they look like, what do you call them? Yeah, just, I forget what you called it, like a sawhorses. Remember when you were kids and it's like a sawhorse, that kind of barricade? And so they escalated the situation, and then this would happen. I said, it takes a while, but I want you to watch it. This is what we're witnessing, and this was live on our channel. This is what independent media and independent journalism can do. Here it is.
Testing does nothing.
On this side of the barrier, you will be arrested.
Regulations on protesting is not protesting.
What are we obstructing?
That's the question, okay?
Corruption.
You can't protest from 9 to 6 p.m.
Breaking in plain view in front of you. For the last 2.5 weeks, how many
Don't care about what he's doing, though. Why are you so concerned about people on the street? Oh, the fatty here.
Oh my God, here they come with the clubs.
Hey!
Really?
Guys, they're making it worse here! What's with you guys? What the fuck?
Over here.
Shaming yourself! What is that? You guys should still get a bunch of people!
Fuck you guys! You're supposed to fucking protect us! This isn't protection! Fuck you! Fuck you! Let her go!
How fucking dare you! Hey, what the fuck?
You took an oath to protect us! Why are you arresting us for expressing our rights? What the fuck?
Excuse me. Sir, that man didn't do anything. And that's his wife right there.
Okay, you guys can see where the situation, I mean, just popped off out here. There was someone who came over and said they were with the Illinois State Police. These guys are going to see. They're with the Illinois State Police, and they said you're outside of the protest zone. They have this woman right here who they are putting in handcuffs. She's not standing up. There's another woman here that they have in handcuffs, but they came over and said, you're outside of the designated protest zone. You're supposed to be behind the barrier. If you don't go behind the barrier, we're going to arrest you. And then the other guys started coming over and pushing people back and grabbing them. And then scuffles happening everywhere. So I'm going to let you listen in.
You should be ashamed of yourself. You go to sleep, remember.
Another person on the other side of the barricade on the other side, you see, they're standing up now. They're putting her on this little stretcher looking thing again. She's kicking around. Can you see that, Mike? Yeah.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
For half an hour, nothing
You can't even make eye contact. How are you living with yourself? You can't even look me in the eyes. You're just arresting my husband. Be quiet. He doesn't know.
So they have her. They've got another.
You can't even look me in the fucking face. You decided to strike me in the face.
So this is what happened. Come over here. Come over here. Come over here. There's they're carrying her in.
Don't say anything.
Right here.
No matter what they try, do not say anything.
She's handcuffed and they're picking her up. The other folks are over here that they brought in, arresting the person you see standing up in the black, and it's got the pink. It's either a mask or headphones. I think it's a mask right there. So they have them on the other side of the detention thing.
Okay.
And if you look
so
at this,
that was earlier in the day.
And it's, I mean, look, and it's a handcuffs. It's those zip ties, the plastic restraints that they did. And that's the thing in the middle there that looks like, I call it a sawhorse, because that's what when carpenters used to do with my dad, who did some carpentry, and people, they call it a sawhorse. They'd use those things to saw. So, yeah, and I'm being told by someone in the chat that the Broadview mayor closed this protest area down today. And I actually interviewed her yesterday. And we're going to put that up on the channel soon. And I'll contact her again today to see exactly what's happening. That was earlier in the day. Now, let me just show you later in the day. And this was before, Andy, if you can get that ready. This was before the times that you were supposed to protest in that area were 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And so this was about 5:30, maybe 5:40, that they decided somehow that enough was enough. And they were going to shut the protests down. And the protesters were saying, well, what the hell? We have another, couple minutes and we want to do our thing. And then so there was an ICE person in the area, and they ran after his car and were yelling at him. And then I guess maybe that sparked it. I don't know. But they were saying that they attacked the ICE agent. They did not attack the ICE agent. I watched it. So this was later on in the evening. just before the protest was supposed to end, and then this broke out. Roll it, Andy.
Sorry, I don't have it yet.
Okay. So we will put it up in just a moment. But that's the stuff that we've been witnessing, and I want to make sure that you guys see all of it, because you know, you hear it on the news, you hear the administration, you hear what how they are framing it, that these people are somehow animals that are out here just randomly attacking. Now, look, when the skirmishes did happen, did people start to throw things? Yes, not a lot, basically like water bottles and that sort of thing. No tear gas, no Molotov cocktails, none of that. And it was basically for people who were frustrated because as the officers approached, they were tripping and people were falling and being trampled on by I guess it was the state police then. That happened on Saturday night. But as all of this, and then they corralled everybody in an area to try to move them away from the places that they wanted to move them away from, which was the protest zone. So as we are waiting for the stuff that happened on Saturday night, let's see what we have here that I want to play, because we had the live from the Twitch stream.
I have it here, Don.
You have it? Okay.
Yeah. I don't know which part you want, but this is toward, I think, the section.
No, back this up. Back this up a lot. And keep going back, keep going back, keep going back, keep going backwards. I'll tell you when. Just keep going back until I tell you. Okay, so this is all playing out. Keep going back. I'll tell you when to stop. I'll just say stop right there. Keep going backwards, 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 backwards. Okay. So roll it about here.
When you're dealing with this, these people are, folks are high strung. They're already upset because they believe that you're pulling people off of the street without due process. And I understand that tensions are already high. Law enforcement is supposed to de-escalate things. They didn't de-escalate. I think that they acted too fast. Did they tell them, yes, they needed to move over? Yes. But then the folks tried to explain, we have been standing here the entire time protesting, and now all of a sudden you want to change the rules, and then they got mad, and that's when they came in and started cracking heads.
Go forward a little bit, Andy.
They were, before, I guess the strategy. They're chasing the ICE agents.
Okay, this is where it
down
started.
The streets.
Keep going forward a little bit. So this is when this is when the ICE agent. So basically all they did was chase the ICE agent here. Okay, and that's when they got into the street. Back up a little bit, Andy, and we'll start from here. Back up a little bit.
I'm here. I'm not a leader. I'm just reporting. I have no idea. Yeah.
Okay. So this is when they started moving into the streets after the ICE agent incident.
So these are ICE agents that are coming out. Now the folks have gotten into the streets, and now the folks in combat gear are coming out. You can see that. So this is what we do, live, unfiltered, raw. And so now those guys are coming across the road here.
One of the officers actually said hello to me and then gave me a warning to he didn't say move back, but he just said hello to me. Hello, Mr. Lemon. All right, and you'll see me talking to him, and then I'd say, thank you for at least trying to warn me. But I don't even think he said move out of the way. He just said hello, Mr. Lemon, and just looked at me. Okay, keep going. It's right here. We can do that.
And then on the other side here, you see the protesters. I guess some of the ICE agents maybe started leaving for the day, and they were parked. I don't know, but they were. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, sorry. Hey, sorry. All right. You want us to move? I'm with these guys. I don't know. All right. So they're moving us back. We're gonna do what they say. I just don't want to. Sorry, how are you?
This is all chaotic. My security guard was there, pulling me back, trying to keep me safe.
Anyways, he said, Mr. Lemon, you need to move. And so, look, I don't like what they're doing, but I'm going to follow the law. And I appreciate they are respectful to me, but I don't know if they're respectful to all of these people. So we need to clear the roadway, they're saying. So they want us to clear the roadway. So now there's a standoff in the middle of the street between the protesters and the officers. Hey, John.
Okay, so move forward. Go forward from here. Keep going forward. Go forward. All right, let's see.
TWITCH.tv.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. There we go. Back it up. It was just a little bit right here. This is what I want. This is what I want. So then they started to appeal to the people who were on the loudspeakers, who they deemed to be the leaders, to try to break up the crowd, which I thought, okay, fine. But it was a lot of pressure to put a civilian under here to.
Illinois State Police does not want to have to effect arrest. We want public safety. They are following you. I'm asking you to help me disperse this crowd so nobody gets hurt. Please.
You were a leader yesterday.
You were a leader yesterday. You can do this today. Otherwise, I'm going to have to start arresting people, sir. Sir,
What are you asking them to do?
I'm asking him to help us disperse this crowd.
Okay, so
Disperse
move
the
forward
crowd,
just
sir.
a little bit. Oh, keep going. And I just want to show you what this culminated into. So he basically, then he got on the loudspeaker and told people to disperse. They did not like it. Keep going, because they keep going forward, Andy, because they didn't like it. But if you move forward a little bit, just move forward. Just move forward. Just move forward a little bit. Okay. There we go. And so that's when they started to move people back out of the protest zone and on the streets. And then if you go forward, Andy, I just want to show some of the stuff that happened on the streets. If you go forward, keep going, keep going, keep going. I'll tell you when. So right here is where.
Okay, they're coming now. Right here. They're pushing people right here. They're pushing them back. Now they're throwing stuff in there. They're pushing. They're pushing. They're pushing. There we go. Arrests are starting to happen. There, arrests on the ground. Yeah, arrests. You see what's happening? They're pushing. They're arresting people. There's a skirmish happening. So they're dragging someone.
They're dragging somebody. They started already. They grabbed somebody already.
Right here, Mike. Right there. Right there. Right there. Right there. Right there.
Put them back. Put them back.
Right here.
Okay. So now you guys see what happened, and that's good. We want to show you what happened in real time so that no one can change the narrative or put it on the news and say, oh, they were beating up officers and that they started it. That's not what's happening out here. It's not. Look, I have lots more to show you, and I will do that. However, I need to gather, because this stuff is really a lot to deal with. But just I want to show you real quick, if we can, before we go. The former Vice President of the United States. I think this is important to see, and we're going to get back to that. And if you want to see it, it's on our social. You can see the unfiltered, the beginning of it, which was on Twitch, and then the rest of it was live on all the platforms. So if you were here on Saturday night, you saw it. But I also got to speak to the former Vice President of the United States, and I think it's very important to hear what she has to say. She started with humor. We started with humor, and then she took it to a serious place, and I went with her. And this is just an unfiltered, raw conversation, unedited, between me and the former Vice President Kamala Harris.
Madam Vice President, I hear that you are Lemonhead and that you are part of the Lemon Nation. Is that true?
No.
It's not true. How are you?
What does it mean to be a part of the Lemon
That you're part of that. You watch the show and that you look at my stuff on social and you see all the great stuff.
I'm a huge admirer of your voice and your career. No doubt. But I am nobody's head.
I'm so proud of you. This book is amazing. It's selling. How do you feel?
I feel good. I mean, I feel good in particular, Don, because people are coming out and feeling a sense of community.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we all need right now, is for people to, not feel like they've been feeling, which is overwhelmed and to some extent alone.
Yeah.
And whatever we can do to create a safe space,
Yeah.
For people to just be next to a stranger and see a neighbor. I
Yeah.
think that's important.
We're doing social media, and then usually it's light, but people get their news now, and we're here covering on social and digital what's happening. And we just left, I kid you not, there was some rioters, or not rioters, I should say protesters, got roughed up over at the facility. And we got it on
the
tape.
detention
The
facility
detention
here in-
facility.
here
If you
in
can pull up the
Chicago?
pictures and show her if you can on Instagram. But to watch it, to witness it, is horrific. What do you think of what's going on?
It's absolutely abhorrent. I mean,
This is what we saw.
we have members of the military who have been deployed by the President of the United States, people who train to deal with enemies and adversaries who are being turned on American citizens. And it is absolutely abhorrent. And then what's happening in terms of these raids and the fear it is striking in these communities. I've talked to so many people who say, well, people who voted for Trump, who say, well, we thought he was just going to go after what he said were criminals, but he's going after hardworking people. And they feel lied to. And, there are a lot of people that feel lied to because he has lied to a lot of people. I do believe that one of the reasons that many people who voted for him did is because he said he was going to bring down prices on day one.
Yeah.
He lied. The cost of groceries is up, unemployment is up, inflation is up.
Yeah.
And so this is why it's important for all of us who know the facts and know the truth to continue to share that.
If I can be honest with you, you told us, not that you tried to tell us, you told us that he was going to turn, the police or the military on citizens.
I predicted almost all of it, but what I did not predict was the capitulation.
Yeah.
But what I am seeing, we're 9 months in it, and with this book tour, I'm seeing that people needed a break, they needed a rest, and they're ready to activate.
Yeah.
There's a No King's Day march happening about a week from today. I think people are going to come out in big numbers, multi-generational, coming out to say that we know that we deserve better and we want more of our government than the weaponization of the rule of law. We want more than the corruption, the callousness, and frankly, the incompetence we're seeing come out of the White House.
Yeah. Well, Madam Vice President, let me just tell you, I'm so happy with what you're doing. I'm so proud of you. And this is the energy. I hope this is the energy that people love. Everyone says, I don't want to be disrespectful. This is the Kamala that we want. You're hearing that, and I'm sure you're feeling it.
It's good. Look, I love our people, all of our people in every shape, size and form, every color, every region.
Yeah.
Now is the time for the people to remember their power.
And thank you for respecting and being so welcoming to independent media and journalists and streamers.
Of course, I think you're where it's at.
Yes. Thank you so much.
You're
Okay.
where it's at.
God bless you.
God bless you.
Thank you. Say hi to Doug.
Lemon.
And I'll say hi to Tim. Well, you're part of the Lemon Nation, and they call themselves Lemon Heads because they are just,
Okay, I want to be in the Lemon Nation, but I'm not going to call myself a lemon head.
Thank you.
Give Tim my love, okay?
Oh, yes. Okay.
Give your husband my love.
Okay. Thank you.
Come on.
Sorry. I will. Thank you.
Okay, do you want one on your camera? Okay.
Doing very well. We're doing very well.
You've
We
been
got
married over 3 years?
No, we've been married 2 years. Well, it'll be 2 years in April.
Okay,
It seems like forever, right?
Right here, y'all. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1.
I'm just letting you guys see this is real.
Thank you. The advice that you gave me after we did our town hall, you got to let a lot of stuff go. Thank you. Thank you. Bye. Thank you. Good to see you. So do you. You look amazing. Thanks. Bye, everyone. That was great. And so then moments after that, she went onto the stage and then she got heckled by some folks, but handled it like a boss, like a pro. So that's where we are right now. And we're going to continue to follow the situation that's happening in Gaza and Israel. Now, I want you guys to remember something before we go here, okay? Because, and look, don't get me wrong. I am so happy what's happened in Israel and Gaza, but I like to give context to things. I don't know if you guys remember what happened back in the day, right? Before, this was in January, this was before Donald Trump took office.
He was the president-elect. And there was a ceasefire agreement between Israel and Hamas that Trump is taking credit for right now. He's flown to the Middle East. He's in the middle of a photo op and all the pomp and circumstances or whatever. This is the same agreement that Biden proposed in late summer of 2024. Both Hamas, actually, I should say president-elect, he was still running. Both Hamas and Israel initially agreed to it. And then Donald Trump called Bibi. Do you guys remember this? Netanyahu, and told him not to agree because it would help Trump and hurt Biden's reelection chances. I like to give the real story in real context. So I thank you for your support. That's what we do here on the Don Lemon Show on the Don Lemon channel. There's Donald Trump. I think he's in Sharm el Sheikh right now, attending a summit. And everybody's, patting themselves on the back. So we'll see. I hope it does last. But let's just, proceed with caution. So thank you, everybody, for joining us. We're going to be back here at 10 a.m. Eastern time. You want to know anything about the show, all you have to do is go to donlemon.com. Go to donlemon.com. There you go. If you want to know where to get this, you can just go to our merch store or the hats that's behind me right here. If you want to know how to get that, go to the merch store and you can do it. It's right on the main page of donlemon.com and just click on merch. And if you want to know anything about the show, you can find out about all the platforms that we're on. We need to add on donlemon.com. We got to add the Twitch one as well. The YouTube one is at the top right here. And if you click on that, you can subscribe. Please subscribe. The subscriptions are free, or you can become a member as well. If you click, all of it is right there. If you want to, the store, if you want to get some of our merch or whatever, anything you want to know about the show, our community page as well. So thank you for supporting us. I got to get off I have to go do a thing now on sustainable energy environment. It has to do with what happened in New Orleans and Katrina for my hometown, my home state. And so I'm going to go get ready for that. And I'm going to see you back here 5 p.m. Eastern. And what is it? It's going to be 4 p.m. Central in Chicago. So until I see you at 5 p.m. Eastern on the Don Lemon Show, on the Don Lemon channel, on whatever platform that we are on, and we're grateful that you're supporting us. Until I see you then, turn the TV off.
Thanks everyone for watching. Your support means the world to us. So make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe to our channel to make sure that you never ever miss a video. We're live every day, 10 a.m. Eastern time. We drop even more content at 2 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Eastern. And if you want more Don Lemon Show content, we'd love for you to become a member of the Lemon community, where you will receive access to special community posts. You'll get exclusive content and members-only live shows. So head over to our channel page or click the join button on this video. Again, thank you for watching. We appreciate your love and your support,